Due to their very obscurity, there are certain Generation 1 characters you wouldn't expect in a modern Transformers line, but Thrilling 30 surprised us all with the release of a new figure of Scoop. If you bought him in package, he came with the second chapter of IDW's Dark Cybertron storyline. Scoop and his fellow 1988 Autobot target masters, Landfill and Quick Mix, turned into construction vehicles, with this guy being an orange front loader. And I mean orange. Scoop was mostly that before, but outside of the black cylinders and wheels, plus some grey paint apps, the deco's nothing to write home about. Construction vehicles aren't flashy, but even the G1 figure had a yellow bucket, so did this in a planning stage apparently, and stickers to break up the monotony. Never thought I'd use that word on a bright orange toy. There's some nice moulding with the bucket teeth, stairs on the left hand side, details at the rear, and proportionally, other than the cabin arguably being too small, he's fine. While we're here, he's watching you. If Scoop's not much to look at, there's some playability to compensate. The bucket and its arm are on a series of hinges, however it's easy to open up the cockpit in the process since it's connected to the arm and doesn't lock in place. The bucket is a decent size for Scoop to live up to his name, and there are 6 ports for presumably various weapons, but mainly his own. See, G1 Scoop was a double target master, meaning he came with 2 partners who turned into guns. So does this toy. Presenting Holepunch and Tracer, renamed Caliburst due to trademark. Yet for whatever reason they decided to borrow the name of Slugslinger's partner. Though to be fair, I don't know what they could have called him. And if you say Bob the Builder, I'm gonna punch you. Both are decoed fairly accurately to the original minifigures and are nicely colour coordinated with each other and Scoop himself. The bodies are sculpted to resemble spacesuits, fitting as they're supposed to be organic aliens, nebulons, in transforming exosuits, and the arms are curled inwards like they're ready to brawl, which I guess works for them since ball-jointed shoulders are their only points of articulation. They share the same simple transformation: flip forward the gun barrel, fold the arms back, pegging them together, and spin the handle under. Whereas both were previously double-barreled weapons, Tracer Burst, depending on what you count as a barrel, is either single or triple now. The handles aren't particularly strong and pop out pretty easily since they connect via snap-on swivels. Scoop's transformation is half and half. While the leg conversion is fairly mundane, the upper body is more complex than you'd think. The torso swings forward, the chest panel flips back, his arms rotate forward on a unified bar. And what do we get? Well, in contrast to this block, Thrilling 30 rewards us with a trimmed down but still fairly buff robot. One with greater colour variation compared to the alt mode, bright yellow along with some sticker-inspired paint apps. Scoop's head is nicely sculpted, with the actual design slightly altered from the original toy. Otherwise, the figure generally captures the character's likeness, such as the wheels on his shoulders and at the bottom of his legs. That said, I wouldn't have minded if the latter pair could have folded behind or filled up the inside of his legs somehow. Scoop wields his Target Master guns just fine. Like the old toy, the guns can combine with either weapon forming the bottom or top. For articulation, the head is ball-jointed, his shoulders are struts hinged at one end and ball-jointed at the other. The upper arms swivel and the elbows bend about 90 degrees, though the wheels hinder things slightly. The wrists can curl inwards, the waist turns a full 360, and a transformation joint allows the torso to tilt upwards. The hips are ball-jointed, the thighs swivel, his knees bend about 90 degrees. If you want, you can cheat via the transformation hinges below. And lastly, the feet can collapse inwards. The main points to watch out for are the shoulders, as the joints are pretty tight, more so than the bar within the body connecting them. You have to hold his upper body when posing so that the chest doesn't untab. Sure, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream and so forth are cool and all, but it's nice to get a new toy of one of the lesser knowns from Generation 1, though granted the figures aren't automatically good on that front alone. Luckily, Scoop and his Target Master partners are a fun, if flawed, offering from the franchise's then 30th anniversary. The current Legacy toy line has picked up the slack in terms of exploring the more obscure corners of G1, as well as other continuities like G2, Prime, and the Unicron trilogy. Let's hope they go wild when the brand turns 40.